My sister gave me this freezer quite a few years ago, and I've been using it in my first shed. But I figured since I was going to be up here working on the cabin, running my power tools, having the generator run all day, might as well get everything I can out of those gallons of gas I'm burning up. I didn't know if it would work out good, but I brought the freezer up, plugged it in while the generator's running, and I was able to make ice. I have it right here in the kitchen. Take my ice bottles out, I stock up my ice box. It's worked out great. I've been here for 22 days now. I haven't bought any ice. That's just fabulous. No money spent because I'm running the generator anyway for the power tools. So might as well get everything I can out of it. And so far, so good. Just before I came up here, another box arrived at home, and I want to share it with you guys. This came in from my friend Travis in Michigan. Frankie's got another Chuck It toy, flying squirrel. He got one of these probably last year from someone. I can't remember the name. Frankie loves it. Obviously, he wants this one. A roasted dog bone. You want that? Oh, he just wants a toy right now. Some more Blue Buffalo brand dog bits. Him and his toys, huh? Then there was this pack of these things. There was 3 of them. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out what they were. They're not a knife sheath. I know you guys are probably thinking all kinds of crazy thoughts, but it's not for that either. I just couldn't figure it out. And then I got my glasses on and I read on the fine print here, they're pot handle holders. These are the coolest thing. I've never seen anything like it. And these are even bandana material, so they really fit the cabin decor. And they fit my handle of my cast iron pans just right. These are great, very thoughtful. So I left one at home and I brought these 2 to the cabin. I'm going to put the one at the other cabin. And then he got some of these natural dog biscuits. Right now he's fixed on his toy. Yes, Frankie. And this mug. Well, inside the mug there was some premium hot cocoa, which I'm going to enjoy. Well, you got to check this mug out. And look at this mug. It's a nice size mug. It's got some good heft to it, which I like. Got my initials, me and Frankie there, huh? And then on this side, Frankie's picture. What do you think, Frankie? Isn't that awesome? Very thoughtful gift. I thank you so much. Oh, he wants his toy. He wants a toy. Toy. Go get it. Thank you, Travis. Very thoughtful gift right there. Winding up the old clock. The tick-tock is kind of a comforting sound for me, as it brings me back to when I was a little kid here at the camp. The only clock we had was a old Big Ben clock that you wound up. Sound like a time bomb, tick-tock, tick-tock. And I'd be laying in my bunk listening to that ticking away at night. So whenever I hear those old loud clocks, it brings me back. So I like to keep this going. I don't bother setting the time because it really doesn't make any difference what time it is. I've been here 22 days so far. This one says 9:22. The clock on the wall says 7 minutes to 8. My phone says 8:09. That's no bother because the calendar is still set on October. No time like cabin time. Something caught my eye when we were out hiking this morning. It was a balloon.
Somewhere far away it must have slipped from a tiny hand and ruined the day for a child. Then settled back to earth here and made the day for a border collie. Leave it to Frankie to be out in the woods and find himself a toy.
Oh, look at those. Oh yeah. Hey, check these out. Look at this. Yuengling beer brats and Yuengling beer. Huh? Yeah. How do you pass that up? That's a match made in heaven.
Well, if not heaven, Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, those are coming out good. Yeah. My beer will be done just about the same time as the brats. Like I said, match made in heaven. Well, I posted a video recently where you saw me blowing a flute out in the backyard and charming the squirrel on the bird feeder. I've had a lot of folks asking questions about the flutes. So I'm going to take a moment and explain how all of this gets started. Oh, maybe back around Christmas time, my friends, the O'Quinns down in Virginia, they had posted a video of their son playing a flute on their Facebook page. And I had responded saying that that was pretty cool, and I have always had the interest in learning how to play the Native American style flute. And shortly after that, I received this flute in the mail that they sent me. It was a good place for me to get started with this endeavor. This is just a very simple flute. It's made out of PVC pipe. It's got a little coating on it. Aside from that, it's nothing but PVC. At first I made a lot of horrible sounds with it, but once I figured out what I was doing wrong, I was able to finally make a little bit of music with it. For something so simple, it's got a pretty cool sound. It was a great place for me to start off, and I want to thank you guys. Thank you again for sending it out. So after I learned how to play this, I stepped up a notch. I bought myself a cedar flute, and then another flute, and then I have another flute here too. I'll show these. I'll give a little demonstration because I get a lot of people asking about the flutes. I'm going to put whichever ones I can find, I'll put the links in the description below for you. It's so much easier for me and more beneficial for my viewers if I just put the link. They can look up all the specs that way, get all their questions answered, and even find some reviews in the process. This flute here, like I said, very simple. It's got a pretty good range to it. I'll show you. This is the one that I use when I go out on my adventures because it's indestructible. If I tip my kayak over, drop this in the river, once it dries out, it's going to be fine. Nothing's going to happen to it. The cedar flute, quite a bit more fragile. I'll show you. Pretty cool, huh? For PVC pipe. Thanks again, Cindy. I appreciate this. It really got me started with it. Then I moved up and I bought myself a cedar flute, which I really like. Real rich tone, fairly easy to play, not too much of an investment. Really nice sound to it. This is in the key of F sharp. This one is in the key of F. Real sweet tone to it. Really nice, rich tone to that. Then I bought another flute. This one's made out of Oregon ash. It's in the key of E. A little bit bigger flute, a little bit more of a learning curve associated with it. It's quite a weapon. I'll tell you, this thing has got some heft to it. Got a really deep, rich tone to it, but like I said, it's a bit harder to play. But when you want that really low, haunting sound, it's a nice key, the key of E. hear that? Nice and deep and haunting. Isn't that cool? Nice deep tone. I'll go through it. Nice range, nice flute. Yeah, that's a pretty cool flute right there. A little bit more of an investment with that one. Then last winter, when my friend Joe was up visiting the cabin, he brought a little flute for Frankie. Huh? Look at that. I'm just kidding you. Frankie's pretty brilliant, but playing the flute might be a bit of a stretch for him. I had a hard time playing this because it's so tiny and getting my fingers to land on the hole right. Getting a little frustrated with it, but I kind of got a little bit more used to it now. I have a lot of fun with it, and thank you, Joe. I have a lot of fun with this little flute here. It's got a pretty cool tune. Isn't that cool? So hopefully that answers your questions and curiosities about the flutes.